hello, this is Tarnsy, and this is what if Deku was a xenomorph slash if Nezu adopted Deku. In this, the people that experimented on Nezu had captured a xenomorph from space. No, they captured grab an egg, captured Deku, same Deku from like canon, put a fake sugar on him, captured the thing that was called the what's called? I think it was called chest burst. Yeah, chest burster. They captured the chest burster. And also the they also decided to, if let's say they also did research on Deku and how he thinks and stuff like that. So they've been planning to do this for a while. So yeah. Um and they pretty much does the same thing what they did to Nizu and try and make it where he gets an intelligent quirk. Yes, he does get that intelligent quirk. So yeah, so like, and with it, and then like after that, they pretty much like tell Deku what his like um what happened to his host. Would it be hosts in a way? Yeah, because it was taking like DNA. Would it be hosts? I think it would. Um, what happened to him and like with all that, they want to see what would happen if they do that. And um, Deku, they call him Deku. Deku pretty much uses that as a personality. So he pretty much became that. The Xenomorph became Deku, but Deku, like, yeah. Um, and then the Xenomorph Deku, or Deku, had, yeah, Deku had decided to, like, escape. So he escapes, like, yeah, he escapes and yeah, Nezu Nezu was like walking around, like not yeah, walking around, sees this and gets scared and um because of course Nezu will know what a fucking xenomorph is. Of course he'll know, and I don't care if it like people says yeah, like I like it. It's just yeah. And Nezu was about to run, but as um Izuku pretty much tries to talk, says don't run. Now Nezu is kind of um thinks not thinks but like confused, not confused, intrigued about the talking xenomorph. Um, and Izuku, Nezu pretty much says like, not says, but like, yeah, Nezu says like, not. yeah, Nezu says that, hey, Wubby, let's come over to the no, that Zuko just said not. Nezu says just follow him, and Deku pretty much does. And they get to Nezu's office, and Deku explains that like apparently his original his host called Zuko Midoriya. Um, and also when they captured Zuko, Inko was definitely like worried and definitely called Inko. Nezu called Inko saying like, hmm, you probably should get here. I think we um hmm, your son is dead. Yes, but no, your son is dead in a way, but at the same time not. And Ingo says like, what do you what wait how, what? And Inko gets there, and Inko gets there and says like she sees Deku, and Deku pretty much says like so you're my host, like um mother, and Inko says like, what do you mean? And Deku says like, apparently like, no, it is Zuko. You know what? Yeah, I'll take you to where to this place, and Nezu and Inko um goes to the follows Deku. Nezu instantly remembers where Deku is going, and and Nezu asks like, "Where are we going?" And then Deku says, "The laboratory," and Nezu's like, "Can't be. Is it that one?" Zu They get to the lab and Nezu's like, oh no. And Zuko says, don't mind the bodies. Just don't pay attention to the bodies. Then there's no bodies. No bodies there. And they both like look at Zuko. They just noticed there was like blood on the inner mouth thing. And a little bit blood on the tail. So they yeah. Um, they go in to the thing in the lab area. They find body of Izuku with like a gaping hole, and Deku pretty much says, "This is him, right?" And Inko says, crying, and like, yeah. And that's when like she breaks down and um
she doesn't blames Deku, but she blames the people that did it, but um yeah, she's just more depressed than ever. So um she does it like a sad um things, like the most depressing things. Think she says because like the reason for it is because like of a thanks for like killing all the people that like did pretty much did that to Izuku. Um yeah. And they yeah. So after like that, that Izuku, not Izuku, Deku, yeah, Deku like at least says like explained that like he technically has Izuku's personality, and he does know how his life was. Izuku's life was. So yeah, um, in a way they are related, but at the same time, like Inko don't want to be like a person that like housing this thing, and and it's tech and this Deku is technically like he has the personality of Deku, but it's not Deku. Like, duh. Um, so um, so yeah. Later, they like get to they split like they all like split off. Nezu and Deku goes like back to the UA because um Deku and Nezu has like that little thing of they both been experiment on, and yeah, um with um with Inko, she's just standing on the like highest roof because like the only reason because I think that like if you really think about it, yeah, if Zuko ever died in like canon, she would do this. Like she was depressed enough where like she got unhealthy just because her son was quirkless. So if like Zuko die, um, yeah. Um, so Ego decides to like jump off that building and yeah. Miski and like friends of Inko has like their own little funeral and stuff like that. Sorry for people that likes Inko as a character. Sorry. She's kind of useless to the story. It's just yeah. Um, back with Zuko and Nizu. Nezu decided to like to adopt um Deku. Xeno Deku. Well, yeah, probably could just call it, just in case you people people get confused, saying like confused with which Deku I'm talking about. So yeah, and Deku doesn't really. No, Deku decided to take the practical exam instead of the what's called the dang it, the recommended thing, recommendation. He takes like the normal one because like he wants to see like what other people what humans does for that type of thing. And yes, he's like he and like I said, he's like um Nizu level smart, so he gets everything right and also um get everything right and on the written and also fix Nezu's mistakes that Nezu made on purpose. Um, he Deku goes to like the um he just picks a seat in the like a open seat and he decides like he doesn't he doesn't know what Bakugo looks like, but he ended up sitting with Bakugo and Izuku Bakugo looks at Izuku instantly thinking like, oh yeah, this villain's not going. Yeah, and like of course Bakugo in Bakugo fashion saying like saying things like you're not gonna get here near you villain like and Zuku pretty much says like um shut up you human and Bakugo is confused saying like what do you mean um by that like saying like um asking him like aren't you human too and Zuko says I'm not like you trash because he doesn't like humans and Bakugo is instantly freaked out even more that like yeah and with the practical exam um with this Zuko kind of does have empathy and like yeah he sees Uraraka panicking like crazy um so he thinks like as and also like he thinks eh maybe I should like at least get closer to the door if like where I can like get through it and he pretty much does that and like Ida still like does this thing like hey you're like yeah, you're gonna like bother this woman and all that. Like Zuko's like, I don't care about like what you have to say. And no, and says no. Actually, door's right. Let's getting closer to that door, where I could get out earlier. And then trips Ida with his tail and walks to the door and then like looks at Uraka. Uraka sees him, and Zuko does that like come here with his hand type thing, and Uraka allegedly in fear comes over and like Zuko pretty much says um probably just like tries to calm her down and it works enough where she's not as panicky and but she's still scared of Deku. Um right when the doors open, he just runs and runs through and President Mike says the same thing like there's no countdown in a real battle, go. Just go. So yeah, he pretty much just does that. Izuku takes like that down like a lot of 1 pointers, 3 pointers, and um 1 pointers, 2 pointers, and 3 pointers. He takes down a lot of those, and like he also like he hears Uraka screams, and he instantly goes. He sees the 0 pointer, and he says, "Of course he'll do that. Of course." He does it like that, like instead of like that because there's no eyes to like or nose. He like he at least like does something like the like type of thing with his hand. Yeah, and yeah, he pretty much saves Uraraka, and then uses aesthetic blood to attack the what's it called, the 0 pointer, like spits out the like a spitter from Spitter xenomorph, and so yeah, after that like he pretty much just get like he goes back to like Nizu. Let's. I don't know what Nizu would like live. He goes to like Nezu's area, his like place where Nezu lives, and like Nezu file says, yeah, you's either going, you's pretty much just guaranteed to go in, but like at the same time, and not at the same time, but like yeah, he was guaranteed. Even if you wasn't like, if you didn't fail, if you failed, you still get in type thing. Yeah, he was very blunt with that. Um, so yeah. Um, mm, maybe it's a little, yeah. Should I do like the other things with it? Mm, I rather be, yeah. I could go further, but at the same time, if it could also what's the word? Have no, not the word, but like it, I rather not have it where it's like takes all day for the video to upload. So yeah, see you in the next part, I guess.